Start a stream. I need to check if my audio is even working, but every time I start a stream, I just feel a sudden wave of just wanting to end it immediately, but I can't because, even though I'm not active, like, like, consistently active on my account, I'd say that, like, I at least to some degree have to at least put out content that if I'm going to put out any, it might as well be something worth my time, not just like a 2 second thing of me going. So let me go to YouTube and I gotta check my audio and then we can get rolling like normal. Ooh, it's on my recommended. I mean, given it's on my account, but oh yay! All right. So, what's up, guys? Sorry, I was excited to see that my own video is on my own recommended. But, how's it going? Hope you all enjoyed a nice Christmas. I'm sure I really did. Uh, what's it called? I got a couple new games. I got a bunch of new stuff. Well, not really. I got a couple new games. I got really cool earbuds. Uh, and then what's it called? A bunch of money that I spent on other games and in-game purchases. So, like I said, hope you all had a great Christmas. I had one. It's really about it. So I muted my music. I don't know why. When I go to item shop, and I like look at the stuff, it still plays music. I'm obviously not gonna, if there's even Star Wars emotes, I'm not gonna be able to, cause I'm gonna get copyrighted for basically no reason. So what's it called? So I wanted to talk a little bit about like basically the stuff that like what's it called? Basically I just wanted to react to some of the stuff that I had in Fortnite, as well as like level up a little bit on stream and just talk about what's been going on. What's it called? So they added Cobra Kai people to Fortnite. I'm not gonna talk too much about this because I really kind of hate this. Recently, if you don't know Fortnite, like okay, I'm not a connoisseur of Fortnite. No, I'm not a big fan of the game anymore. I used to be. I did, what's it called? I have grown a little bit back into it, but not enough for me to like be craving the game. Like recently, I've just been playing a lot of Black Ops 3 and what's the most like other played game? Because I know Black Ops 3 for sure, like literally all of today. I mean, if you guys want to play it with me, get on in the next couple of days and just log on to like Search and Destroy or something, or maybe Team Deathmatch. I basically have just been trying to farm crypto keys and stuff to get, some stuff. If you got any tips, I'd love to hear some good tips on how to get crypto keys fast as well as how to get like the good black markets. Is it raining outside? It is. Alright, so I just want to talk. I really freaking hate the fact that literally mm, there's only. Okay, so this, as you probably know, if you've ever watched any Cobra Kai, and I'm not talking about the series, I don't think people who shame people for only watching the series are particularly wrong. I've watched all of the movies. I've kind of forgotten the second and third one. I remember that I think it was in the second one, maybe he goes to that one place in Japan with Miyagi, and he like what's it called? Basically, he makes a rival there. I can't remember. That may have been the third one. I don't even remember what happened in the other one. I'm sure I'd remember if I saw it, but basically, I'm just kind of, people who watch a show, I don't particularly hate if they've never watched any of the movies. I just feel like if you're already on like Netflix or streaming services, like, why don't you just watch the other things? I mean, you don't have to watch the other movies. It's very recommended. I totally enjoyed them. But my biggest issue is the fact that literally, like, the skins have nothing to do with the show because these were dropped because of the show. Like, literally, they freaking dropped these because if you didn't know, tomorrow Netflix drops the new season of Cobra Kai. I'm excited for it. I've been kept up on it. Season 3 was okay. I didn't particularly enjoy it to the fullest extent, but um I'd say that I didn't hate it. Also, I'm going to be playing something online. I'm not sure what. Uh, Actually, you know what? Why don't I do a death run? I haven't done one of those. Delos is probably not gonna watch this video if it's a death run, but that's the only thing I feel like playing right now. But so yeah, so basically, like, I just kind of hate it because if you don't know, this is what I was getting to earlier. Fortnite just loves to like freaking just not care about its act like its partnerships, in my opinion. Literally since this season's dropped, they've done Spider-Man, they've done Gears of War, they've done what was another big one that they did? Or I guess not big because they didn't spend a lot of time on any of them. They just like uh there's another one I can't remember. Oh, I think it was, yeah, I think it was the Star Wars one, but if not, then it was, the Star Wars one as well. Then now they're doing the frickin' Cobra Kai. Like, they're just trying to get as many partners to gain as much popularity as they can, which I think is just completely just sad. Like, if I feel like people who still play this game, even though I don't really particularly enjoy this game, I still feel like the people who truly enjoy the game should at least deserve a little bit more like respect in a way. Like if they're playing this game to enjoy it, they shouldn't have to be constantly hit with really horrible updates and stuff to the game that really don't make like Season 3, I don't hate it. I think the sliding feature pretty cool. I think that the fact that they like got rid of every gun and then like everything basically and then just added certain things back and completely changed the rest. I think that's awesome. But I feel like they're just kind of cheating out on their partnerships. So, real quick, a little bit of a thing. So, first of all, you may hear music in this video. I'm just gonna say, like, I don't really own any music, so I'm not claiming any of that. I'm just playing Fortnite, so you can give your complaints to Fortnite or figure out whoever they want to give credit to. With that out of the way, so before I get into the rest of the video, I want to talk a little bit about it. So, what's it called? Uh, Basically, I just haven't really been uploading, which, if you know, then you probably don't need to hear this part that I just been what's it called? I kind of got out of streaming for a little bit because of school, because I thought that if I was focusing even a tiny bit of my time towards streaming, I would just probably lose it. Um, so if you're wondering why I haven't been streaming, then thank you, but just know that it's probably gonna stay like that for a little while. Because next summer, I'm trying to get a summer job. I'm not sure how good it's gonna go. If I get like a car, then yeah, definitely I'll try like what's it called? I want to get a summer job just because like even though I know it's not much, it's just I want to have working experience behind my belt, and even if it doesn't even last like the entire summer, like if it's only for a couple of weeks because they're only able to do a couple of weeks, that's fine. I just wanted to have some work experience under my belt and possibly, well, I guess I'd have to make money if I was taking a side like what's it called, summer job, because I mean, otherwise it would be an internship, and I don't really want to do an internship. I mean, with my school background, I could probably get an internship to work, but nah. Uh, that's really why I haven't been uploading. And I know I've been on Christmas break for a while, but what's it called? Basically, over Christmas break, I decided that like I didn't really have to do anything work related, because I know YouTube isn't really work; it's more just for fun. But what's it called? I thought that it would be nice to just not have to worry about it, but I thought might as well. I'm already up late. I need some sort of motivation right now to keep playing because I want XP for like Fortnite because I bought the Battle Pass with a little bit of the Christmas money I got since I got like basically a $50 PlayStation card. And what it came down to was I had already bought a bunch of stuff. I didn't really have enough money to buy anything else that I would have wanted, so I just spent it on a Fortnite pack. And that's how I afforded this. Wait, I just realized, wait, I gotta check my audio again because I realized I'm muted in the party. Okay. Also, I hate my voice. My voice sounds so much dumber over the mic. Um, so that's really about it. Uh, I wanted some XP for this game. Like I said, I've been trying to grind crypto keys in Black Ops 3. 1 minute. I'll open chat. I got muted. Don't click on any links in what's it called? Don't click on any links, by the way, guys. I know if you're a freaking smart person, you shouldn't be clicking on any links you don't know who the people who like put it from. Cause my thing is it's really not like the only links, like I'll never probably even put any links, and if I do, I'll tell you in the video where to find it. It's gonna be in the description, of course. Cause you know, I don't know why I have this problem, but basically, smaller YouTubers, and I mean like really small, basically these people will go into YouTube videos whether or not it's been streamed or not, and they'll just post porn links on it. But most people would be like, oh, whatever, it's porn links. If you know people click on them, they click on them. Well, these porn links I've found out like not from personal experience, but I've just been informed that these links can like hack your account, like they can get into your device. And I know that it sounds like I have no idea what I'm talking about. It's really kind of hard to, because I'm trying to explain it simply, so that way if, you know, anybody does see this in the future, they're not clicking on any links, being like, oh, I had no idea what this guy was talking about, but now my freaking device is freaking on the fritz. But, basically what it sums down to is it's like, they kind of just uh in my terms they just make your phone just destroy itself, or they go into personal information. So basically the bottom line, just don't click on any links. I'm sorry that they do that, but I can't really help it seeing that I have no control over those people. um Alright, so back into it. So what's it called? So that's really about it. I've just been playing Black Ops 3, Crypto Keys and stuff. I don't know why. It's just really satisfying opening these crates. Now, I know if I had to give my honest opinion on those people who try to like yell at like mobile game ads and stuff like that, or like mobile games, or even just normal like console games, like when they yell at games for like having like quote unquote gambling systems, like I don't agree with that. Now, I've been a gamer for all my life. Like, has it been the best? No. Have I do I regret being a gamer? Not entirely, but basically, what's it called? The thing is, I don't know why they target the games particularly, or the companies, or, you know, they target the people who make the games for quote unquote being gambling things, which I don't feel is true at all. Alright, yes, it has random. Okay, so I'm just gonna use this in terms of Rocket League crates, what's it called? Yeah, we'll just do Rocket League crates because I feel like that's like most viewers would be able to understand that. So, if you've ever opened up a Rocket League crate, basically, you can't even pay for Rocket League crates anymore, but basically, what you used to do is you'd buy these keys, which were kind of expensive, not really. And basically, these keys would allow you to open different types of chests. And basically, bottom line was you took a shot at getting either something really good or something crappy. Now, most times when you bought keys, they never were crappy because what's it called? Like, there were some lower boxes that, yeah, they were kind of bad, but like, usually when you bought keys, you would probably save up your in real life money for something. But the reason why I don't technically consider it the game's fault or anything like that. So, basically, they take it out on the games thing saying that kids are like buying these and wasting their hard-earned money on a shot. Like they're basically just teaching kids how to gamble. And if I had to be honest, I would say that whereas yes, that is technically true. Yes, they are having the same kind of idea as gambling. First of all, I don't think teaching kids that kind of lesson is a bad thing per se. And especially in the way that, like, they're not doing it intentionally, or at least I hope not, where games will just put, like, not Rocket League specifically, but games in general will put, like, loot boxes or loot crates or, like, openable crates in the game so, people have a chance of getting something good. Most times is it? No, but, when you get that sweet little bit of luck and you get a really cool item, it feels really good. But what's it called? The reason why I don't say that it's full on gambling, and the reason why I really hate that they try to take it out on companies. First of all, when you gamble in real life, usually you're spending a lot more money than that. I guess if you looked at it from that perspective, kids don't make their own money, and if they do, it's not a lot. So technically, what may be like $100 for like minimum wage or a little bit higher than minimum wage worker, it would be about 20 bucks for a kid. But at the same time, like my thing is it's not like the kid has no idea what they're doing. They know that as soon as that money goes towards the game, they're done with it. And the thing is, the games don't have anything that really specifically, like, what's it called? They don't really have anything specifically, like, targeting, like, saying, like, okay, what I mean like that by this is they don't really have any distractions or things to trick them when the kid gets like the crate or the currency or whatever it is to buy the actual like crate, they know what they're getting when they buy it. They if they don't know or understand, then I feel like it should be in the parents like it should be the parents' job to teach the kid that like what's going to happen. Because I don't think it's the games company. I mean, it's most times written in the terms and service and conditions, which, I mean, if we're all being honest, nobody reads except for like people are just trying to scam people, which I honestly hate when people try to scam game companies. At least the game companies that aren't very corrupt, because what's it called? When they do that, it really gets me sad. It's like, they're good game, but basically my thing is, it's like the kids should at least know what they're getting themselves into. So it's not like they're being tricked. Second of all, What was it? I had a good point in my head. By the way, this is not scripted at all, so I'm glad I'm even able to stay this on track. Because usually I just ramble about the same thing for like an hour, but so I'd say like okay, so it's not full on gambling because also okay, so this is also it. They don't have any like distractions to trick them. When they get the crate or the box or whatever it is, they know exactly what they're getting. Like it's not like they are at a casino and they have like pretty waitresses and drinks and they're like buzzed and stuff. No, they know what they're getting, okay? Because they're probably just a kid sitting on the couch, who just asked their parent for money in a game, and the parent said yes. Like they know what they want most times, and even if they don't, like back to the idea, it's like I don't think that teaching kids and they're not the game companies. I'm not saying they are doing this like directly to teach kids. I'm saying that even if you wanted to be the little stickler and say that they are for sure like scamming, I would have to then clarify that what's it called? It's not the worst idea to teach these kids these things at a young age. Getting a loot box and stuff, if you fully wanted to consider it gambling, it's on such a low scale that it wouldn't really be a problem. Like, the reason for this is it's like, especially if it's a zero tolerance, like, terms of service where it's like, you get what you get, there's no refunding. Uh, I feel like that's a very good lesson to teach a kid, especially if like they had to work for the money that they spent. Like, it just teaches them a good lesson like, well, if you didn't like what you got, then that just shows like you probably shouldn't do this type of stuff again because, it's not always going to end out good. Like, that's basically my whole idea on it. I feel like the people who try to get at game companies saying that it's gambling, they're not right. Or at least the way that they're trying to go about saying that they're right isn't true. Because they're trying to make it a bad thing entirely. And I'm not saying that gambling's a good thing, especially not for children who don't really know how to manage money that well. But if you're really taking it into perspective, I don't really think that's the game company's fault. I feel like if they don't get something good, then boo-hoo, I guess, like they knew what they were getting. I mean, most times they even make you like read a terms of service, like they tell you, like I know Psyonix does this, or at least uh, Rocket League does this, where every time you, what's it called? Every time you're about to like use credits or something, they like you can turn this off, but they give you basically like a little pop-up message saying like, "Hey, remember these you paid money for or got, so just be careful when you use them." Which shows like they basically I don't feel like companies try to scam kids, and there have been game companies and games where they have scammed kids. I feel like that's wrong. I feel like teaching a lesson is a good thing, but when you're directly just trying to rip people off, that's not really a good lesson. Especially at what some people are doing, or were doing it at, where they would literally, they wouldn't just scam kids out of like $10. They would scam kids out of like hundreds or like sometimes even thousands of dollars. Like, there's been kids though where, and this is leaning back, like where I believe it's more on the parents' fault. What's it called? There's been kids where, like in mobile games, they'll buy something, and what's it called? They'll buy like a in-app purchase, like for instance, Clash of Clans. Now I'm not saying Clash of Clans is the only one that does this kind of thing, but there's been a kid who spent like on in-app purchases to make the game go faster. he has but like I think they said he spent like over like maybe 10 grand or close to a grand or something like that. I don't remember, but like in my opinion though, that's not Clash of Clans' fault. 'Cause like what's it called? Thinking back to it, like literally the only reason they found out that this was happening was because what's it called? They had gotten a bunch of charges to their credit card. But there's things, and honestly, you should be checking your credit card information a little bit, or like your purchases a lot more common than that. But I think that it's more on the parents saying that, like, they didn't check and see that their kid was spending this much money on random things. Like, you gotta wonder, and it wasn't like it was only a week. They said that this happened in the course of like a couple months, or a month. So, if you went that long without checking your bank, like I don't want to use bank statements because I don't know if that's correct, proper use of the word, of the term, but if you haven't checked your purchases in like a month's time, like I'm not saying you're bad for it, I'm just saying like you should kind of know why that's happening. Like why you're like running out of money. Why the fuck do people keep putting these porn links in my chat? I'm actually getting pissed. What's it called? So basically, like, just be cautious. That's bottom line. I don't think that it's on game companies specifically for these types of things. I don't believe that it's right to call it gambling because what's it called? I feel like gambling and what they're doing is different. I feel like there should be a separate term for it entirely. Because what's it called? Because it's not gambling. It's what's it called? It is. I feel like it's. I just feel like there should be a better term than gambling. Because gambling sounds really bad when you try to put it into that kind of like perspective. Because when you say gambling, you think of like wasting money, people's lives getting ruined. And I'm not saying that in-app purchases and in-game purchases haven't ruined people's lives. I'm just saying, like, what's it called? It's not like, what's it called? It's not like they're targeted for that purpose. They're targeted to either give you a better experience, give you better stuff, or even just, help you get through a tiny bit of the game. They're never meant to scam you out of your money. Or at least most times they're not. I'm not guaranteeing that anything's, going to be entirely legit, but, just be cautious. But back on to what I wanted this whole purpose of the video to go before I start rambling. So, in excitement of the new Cobra Kai season coming out, I wanted to talk a little bit about my experience, well, not my experiences, because I haven't really taken like karate or anything like that. I just wanted to talk about my thoughts on the whole like ordeal in a way, and I'm not talking about Cobra Kai. I don't really feel like talking about that. I mean, I want to talk about what's it called? I want to talk about like karate and fighting arts as a whole, because I don't know. I mean, obviously, remember at the end of the day, everyone has their opinions, so I don't want, comments being like, "Oh my gosh, you're so wrong, blah 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 blah." Because first statement I'm gonna say right now before people, get in the comments possibly, it starts saying like, "Oh my God, yeah." My first initial thought of like official fighting things, so like karate, MMA, like those types of official fighting things, I think that those are fine. I personally think that those are very good things, especially like to put your kids in at a young age to teach them some things. Like, I feel like it's a really good idea to put, like, or at least try to do those things, because I feel like those, because they're healthy competitions, they're not based on, I guess they are based on skill, but they're not based on, like, you know, uh, I don't want to say the wrong thing, because I don't want to get it messed up and people, like, think I don't know. All I want to say is, I think that at the bottom line is, I feel like karate and self-defense, as well as like those kinds of fighting things, are really cool. And I feel like they really get a lot of bad rap from a ton of people when they really don't deserve it. Okay, I gotta say, I really hate when like people dog on this kind of stuff for no reason. Okay, I don't think I've ever had a problem with karate and stuff like that, because I've always felt like it's a good thing to teach people. Because even regardless of if it's a kid or, like, say a freaking 20-year-old man, alright, knowing these skills is a really good thing to learn when in the modern day you see how like how much terror people have to live in, to the point where like there has to be like guards everywhere because people can't be trusted. Like, that's why I think that learning these is a great thing. And I know what people are being like, violence just feeds the violence and stuff like that, but I don't think that people who like say that, these kinds of things are full of violence are understanding the whole, like, the more, like, the bigger picture, if you will. Because I can say from experience, from at least gaming standpoint, alright, I can say that it's really kind of I can say that for at least most people, it's insulting to say that gaming, or at least a hobby or thing you enjoy, is just violent and shouldn't be allowed, is insulting and just really full of hatred when really there's no need. Because if I gotta be honest, like, at first for a while I thought of it like that, like, wow, these guys are just beating each other up for fun. But it's more than just like for fun. There's more to these hobbies and stuff than it is just for like fun. There's a lot of back, and it's important that it is about fun though. Because when people are like, oh, they're just beating each other up for fun, you gotta remember, like, that fun should be underlined. Like, that is a very key point in the friggin' sentence. Because if you're like, oh, these people are just beating each other up like animals for what, money? I mean, still, money should be still underlined in my opinion, because it's like, it's for a purpose. It's not like they're beating each other up. I remember this map. I used to slay at it. Yeah, I know. Friggin', we never play this, by the way, B-dubs, because Delos doesn't like death runs. Also, aren't I lucky? I have two porn links in my freaking thing, and I had to tell people to not use them, because they could get their devices bad. Um, so, anyways, what I was talking about. So, like I was saying, like, I feel like it's really just insulting, especially when these people haven't even tried what it is, because you know that they haven't tried or done anything like this. Because what's it called? If they knew everything behind it and why people do it and the different stories, I feel like that they would feel a lot different. Like, okay, for example, gaming. When they said that that was violent, I was really upset because I don't think games have, like, okay, I can't say that games have never caused any violence. I will say that they have caused certain things, But that wasn't entirely just off of gaming. I feel like there was other motives behind it. All of those things. I can't give you an example, but I'm sure there's been some. Like maybe fights at school because, people stole something from someone else. I don't know, but you get what I mean. There's always that chance that stuff like that happen. There's a guarantee at this point that something like that's happened. But I think to go as far as gaming is the sole producer of violence or gaming causes violence is kind of horrible. Because, what's it called? That's basically just putting the blame on something for no reason. I mean, they'd be like, someone didn't give them their Fortnite. Huh? I don't know. Um, okay, basically, like, you're just pulling it out of thin air, and then they'll be like, no, I have proof. And then the proof they'll show is they're like, oh, my son got upset after he died at a level. Or, I saw that my son was playing Call of Duty, and, I thought of how violent that is. Or, I saw my son playing, or daughter, sorry, I keep saying son, there is luckily gamer girls, but basically like, what's it called? These people just basically just blame gaming or any hobby on anything related to a problem that they have. That's why kids fight at school is because of video game. Oh, wow, I can see what kind of mom Sam's gonna be. Like, what's it called? I feel like blaming something as like big as violence on a specific thing is just not really right. Because when you think about it, it's like listen to everything good gaming's done and tell us that like it should be banned. Alright? I mean, first of all, think of some of my own experiences. Like, I literally have friends from across the world all because of gaming. And I would have never met them ever if it weren't for gaming. And you literally, I mean, they have nothing to say against that. Like, okay, no, they could say something against that. They could be like, well, what if, you met like a pedophile or something online? Well, that's the thing is, it's like, it shouldn't be solely based on gaming's fault that there's pedophiles online. It's really sad to think about it, but I mean, it's true. It's not their fault. I mean, literally, friggin', what's it called? Gaming, uh, they can't control who plays their game. They can, like, I mean, they can, but it's very difficult when, that kind of stuff happens. The only thing in that idea is it's more of the parents' fault if, what's it called? If anything like that happens to the kid, because they should be able to direct the kid in the right direction and teach them, how to actually go on the internet and be safe. So, like that, I mean, that applies for other things. So, take MMA, for example. I don't know if anybody of you guys have met, but I gotta say, like, people who fight in like MMA and stuff are like in boxing are some of the most chill people you will probably ever meet. You wanna know why? Because they waste all their hatred and aggression and turn it into something useful. I mean, is fighting useful? No, but at least they're fighting at least safe slash properly. Alright? Because think about it. Would you rather they take that pent up aggression and stress and negativity and take it out on some random person or random group of people, possibly with a weapon? Would you rather them fight someone who's willing to fight them? They're fighting on equal terms and respect as a boxer. They're not fighting to hurt each other. They're fighting, for victory. They're not trying to, actually like kill the other person. They're trying to get the other one to like submit. Oh my god. in rare cases, video games can make kids isolated and antisocial and make them live in their own heads, which can make irritable and aggressive, but that is very rare and very likely. It's a sport technically. Well, yeah, like I was saying, like, okay, that freaking usually boxers, I'd they like waste all their steam and stuff on boxing, but also like they learn boxing. They learn like how to control yourself. They learn how to like keep level-headed and under pressure. Like they learn a bunch of like lessons from this. And those two aren't even like the surface of it. And it's all because they enjoy something and they're willing to do something with other people. And now, like beat ups we're talking about, or like how people can become antisocial and stuff. And even if like a parent brings that up, or like a guardian brings that up, I mean, if that's the case where kids become so isolated in video games where they're not really even able to like, I wasn't reading that. Wasn't really able to. Oh, it's Christmas Day. Oh, tell me I gotta do parkour. Oh, inspect presents. Like, at that point, I feel like the parent, if they notice it, then they should, like, step in. You know what I'm saying? And actually, like, what's it called? And actually, like, take charge if they really think it's becoming that much of an issue. Like, if their kid is just playing so much and they don't even have friends online or have any friends in real life or anything like that, I feel like, what's it called? I feel like they should take into consideration that it's not the game's fault, alright? It's their fault because they need to, like, get the kid off it a little bit more. Now, I'm not saying, and I definitely wouldn't recommend kicking off your kid permanently, alright? Even if it's like, limiting them to a tiny bit of time, which I wouldn't recommend, or, just getting them off it for a little bit. Okay, why the frick can't I actually. And to climb up the well, I mean that's pretty obvious because the Christmas lights weren't here before, but I can't actually physically jump through this area. Oh man, alright. Hashtag relatable. Like, okay. Yeah, like, friggin', I gotta say, like, honestly, at that point, it's just the parents' fault. Like, I'm not saying it in a negative way, I'm just saying, like, if you really think that, like, it's really becoming a problem, then that's like your time to, what's it called? Step in. Oh, hey friend, I'll be helping you escape this kingdom, make it to the end as fast as possible to complete the map and save the prisoners. So, like, that's basically what I'm getting at. It's just like, it's not always the game's fault for these things. I feel like if you notice a problem, just take it into your own hands. What's it called? So, like, my views on karate and boxing and MMA and all that kind of stuff where it's like you're fighting, I feel like those are very good things to learn, especially at any age. Because, like I said before, it's, what's it called? As long as you're learning these skills or these, like, things from someone who is very trustable and will actually teach you like how to use them for good but not as like a bad thing. I think that they're good. Usually it's good to have some competition in your life. And if I'm being honest, I mean like Beat Up said, I mean literally if you're doing these things you're getting your exercise which most people aren't even doing nowadays because people don't really see it as needed, and which I kind of blame society in this way for one, because if I'm being honest, they don't really teach kids at a young age about these things. Like, I started learning these when I was already becoming a little chunky. Like, I'm still chunky now, but I'm starting to, like, work it down. But what's it called? As a kid, they didn't teach me about like what to eat or stuff. They just basically like the best that they did was they just told me, hmm? Oh. They just told like they kind of expected me to get on my own, and the advice that they kept giving was just horrible. They're like, you gotta eat this many, like this portion, this and this and that, like eat this portions of this, this and this. But the problem is they don't realize that we're still kids. We have no idea what they're talking about. Like, as well as kids, we don't really control what we eat. Like, even now, like I mean, my parents would let me choose what I want to eat. Like, they'd be really like honestly, they'd be like, as long as you eat the meals we make here, like when we make the meals, they'd probably be like, yeah, go ahead if we're eating out, just make something here. But they, as a kid, even like as a little kid, they don't teach you how to make like your own meals or stuff, or like they don't really teach you these lessons that are actually going to be important. Because, in my opinion, I feel like one of the reasons why, what's it called? One of the reasons why obesity is such a problem isn't, I don't think it's like, what's it called? I don't think it's fully because, like, they don't understand it either. I think it's also because it's like, they, like I said, they just can't control their own portions and stuff like that. Like, they don't have the ability to control that since they're just a kid. Like, you shouldn't really be expecting a kid. Oh my god, I thought I was just gonna get boosted. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of a lot of, like, problems with that aspect. And now, I feel in a way that they should implement, like, one of these self-defense things. Like, honestly, I feel like gym, especially in, like, grade school, is one of the most useless wastes of time ever. Like, you literally sit there, they talk to you for a tiny bit about exercising, and then they don't even teach you, like, what exercises to do. They're like, so yeah, you guys gotta make sure that you do like an hour of exercise each day to at least stay relatively in shape. But they don't tell you, like, what exercises you should do. Like, if I wanted, like, a full workout, should I do, like, a bunch of push ups or sit ups? Like, or what exercises could I do at home? If I have, like, minimal, like, weights and like I can't really do pull-ups or something, like where could I go somewhere easy for this? But no, they don't do that kind of stuff. Like, if I'm being honest, I feel like, what's it called? I feel like they should like get rid of maybe like grade school gym and replace it with like a self-defense class, jump and crouch. Like, what's it called? I just feel, what's it called? They should just add, like, I know that it sounds risky. Uh, well, I mean, you're not really doing full body. I mean, if you wanted to get rid of a lot of calories fast, yes, I would definitely recommend jumping as crouching. Like, you'd be definitely targeting maybe, say, I wouldn't say your full abs, but you'd probably be working out your lower abs and deltoids. And then you'd definitely be working out, like, what's it called? Maybe like your thighs from the jumping part. So jumping and crouching would be good, but that's not even like a full body workout. Like, you're not even including like any of your upper body. Now, if they even told us just that in like what's it called, grade school, and I know I keep calling that even though technically like you never really get out of grade school till college, because high school is still technically you're going through the grades, but basically, like, even if they told us to just do that, that would have been at least something good because that would make sense. Like, okay, yeah, alright, at least now we know what to do. I mean, they couldn't, like, it's not a bad idea to tell us that. I mean, there's no harm that can come from it. Just be safe where you're doing it and be cautious of others. Or mindful, not cautious. Like, oh, that was cool. I wasn't scared. I just thought that I saw the spider. I wish that they let us stay there. So, like, that's basically, like, I feel like they should implement fighting classes or some sort of, like, basic training classes. Not as, like, a way to teach kids how to be violent, but as a way to teach kids, like, if something does occur, like, I mean, it's not like you're replacing anything big there, because gym in the earlier grades doesn't teach you anything. It just teaches you how to play different garbage games that most times you don't even play. Okay, I'm really confused on this spot. I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna crack in a second. I think I just have to jump late, but what's it called? Yeah, there you go. Am I not getting something? How am I supposed to make that jump? Maybe I have to turn around once I'm over there. Uh, like, really, I just feel like there's no harm. I mean, okay, no, there is harm. But if you think about it, it would be very helpful in a way. I feel like it would be very good. Um, I'm trying to see if there's like a ramp that you go down or something. Um, that's my basic thing on it. It's just like honestly like if you are looking for like a hobby or something to do, the best thing I could recommend is join like a karate class or a boxing class or something. It's going to do you favors for sure. Oh, sorry. Later, B-dubs. Good night. Uh, basically, that's how it comes down to at the end of the day. 'Cause like the taking a fighting class it'll teach you, and I hate that people would be like, "Oh, but teaching kids to fight is horrible," and stuff. But when you think about it, it's like if you teach them correctly, teach them the proper way, then they will use their newfound abilities for the proper use, not to beat people up just because they want to, but in turn to help people and even protect themselves and loved ones from dangers or problems. That's basically all I had to say about it. I may get off after a couple more attempts because that's really what I want to say. I mean, I feel like people who are doing boxing or karate and stuff right now, I feel like you should go for it. If you're having any doubts, I feel like the best thing you could do is like try it out at least a little bit more. Now, I'm not saying that you have to. I'm not saying that you'll be any less of a person for not. And obviously, if you don't like it because it just doesn't really feel like something you want or should do, then by all means, no disrespect, do whatever you want, but I just feel like if you want to do something, like, or you're already in something and you enjoy it, then I feel like you should go full right ahead and jump in with both feet because I think that those types of classes are gonna be the best for you, especially later in life, because I can tell you that at some point they're gonna come in handy. I mean, I haven't gotten into an actual fight myself, but what's it called? I'm sure that if I learned karate or something, it would be helpful. Now, if I gotta be honest, uh, I've been actually trying to find like an at-home version I could do, like to train at home. And it's not been going very well because of obvious reasons. I mean, it's online for friggin' crying out loud. But what's it called? Even so, I'm still trying to do it because, uh, even if you like, because sometimes you can't afford karate classes, and I don't blame dojos and stuff like that for having to be paid because it's like they have to pay the bills somehow. They can't just do this for free. But I feel like what's it called? I feel like the way that it works is, uh, I just feel like even if you can't like actually like learn from a professional on how to like fight, I feel like the best way you could do it is get like some protection for you and your friends because you don't need protection obviously as long as you and your friend trust each other and know that if you fight and stuff like that that you're not doing it to hurt the other person like to like actually damage them. You're doing it out of like trying to help each other grow as like fighters. Like I feel like I would be there would be no problem in my mind of a friendly sparring match. Just as long as it stays friendly. And even if, you think you guys are fine, I would definitely ask like a trusted adult or someone who could break it up easily. Because I mean, the worst thing that could happen is you accidentally hurt each other and you just don't forget like that's basically it. Just be safe. I would recommend trying it or at least giving it a chance so that way you could see if you like it. It's such a good thing to do. I feel like if I ever become like a parent, I'm gonna try to get, even if I can't like get my kid into a class, I want to at least try training him myself. Because I feel like that's one of the best things you can teach a kid as like a kid is to like actually fight. Because one day that's gonna matter, or it may matter. I mean, there's always that chance that they get lucky and it doesn't. But if worse comes to worse, it's a good thing to know. Shouldn't be too much longer. But yeah, that's all I want to say, guys. I'm probably gonna end the stream next time I die, unless that's the last level, which I would love. Here, let's see. If this is the last, I think this might be the last level, so I'm just gonna continue to stream. Now, since we've already gone over that, I think that I should mention some good, like, fighting. So, like I've been saying, MMA, boxing, and karate, you know, that's pretty broad still. People would be like, well, oh, I thought I just outsmart, like, I thought that I found the smart route, but maybe I didn't. So, I would, okay, so basically, you know, if you even are trying to look into it, you just don't really know what to do. I feel like, okay, I'll list some like pretty standard ones that are still really good for you to learn, and then pick and choose. But the best thing you can do, because remember, these are skills that aren't just gonna come with a couple days. I mean, you could be a fast learner, and it wouldn't take as long as some people, but you gotta remember that these aren't gonna be like instant lessons. You're not gonna be a pro in a day. So take it with a grain of salt. I used that improperly, sorry, but you get what I mean. Just like take the suggestions, but don't read into them so much, because there's so many different types of like stuff like this out there. Where really the best thing is just do your research so you don't get into something. Like, what's it called? So, MMA, there's not really, at least I don't believe there's different types. Now, if you sign up for like an MMA place, it may tell you the different types, and obviously do your research. Boxing is pretty standard. I think MMA is even like part of boxing. Oh, it wasn't the last level. So that's where I'm gonna leave it off. Karate, you can find a lot of karate places, but I would try to like find one that is higher rated and actually knows what they're talking about, because the worst thing you could do is sign up for a karate class and you're just learning really virtually nothing. So, with that, good night everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video. I know I rambled a lot, but that's just how I do these videos. Right, 5 minute left. Or, oh frick, I didn't end yet. Alright, here.